Okay, listen up everyone. Have you ever watched someone unfamiliar with video games play a 2D Mario? I certainly have, and one thing I see often is that they never try running. They find the D-pad, then find the jump button, and oh, what's this? I have no idea what that thing does, so I'll just not touch it. And then they go on to complain that the game's too hard. Now, most would assume that this behavior comes from inexperience, or from people with arthritis. While that is true, I think there's an extra layer of genius to it. See, take a game like New Super Mario Bros. As great as this game is, it has a problem with being way too easy. Much easier than any of the other New Soups, and doesn't even contain some super hard post-game world like all the others did. So, how does one go about making this game harder? Well, you see where I'm going with this. It should be pretty obvious. Look at the video title. We are going to find out if it is possible to be New Super Mario Bros. Without running, and prove that all those grandmas and small children really are onto something. Let's get into it. Okay, so while Peach is getting kidnapped, let's go over the rules. I've had to make a list of rules for similar challenges I've done before, such as beating both New Super Wii and U Deluxe without pressing jump. Go check out those videos, by the way, they're really cool. Link in the description. But for this challenge, there's only one rule. Don't press X or Y ever. And when I say don't press X or Y ever, I mean don't press X or Y ever. Now, you might ask about the second control style, which uses B as the run button. Well, first of all, I don't know anyone who uses this control style. And second of all, just don't use it and we won't have a problem. There is one more thing I want to include, and this isn't really a rule as much as it is a bonus goal of mine. We're going to try finding the fastest route possible through the game without running. While I imagine that taking a light stroll through the Mushroom Kingdom wouldn't be that difficult, I'd much rather speed things up at least a little bit, so let's try playing through as few levels as possible, okay? Alright, Peach is gone now, I think. Let's go. 1-1 is as easy as you would imagine. We jump over a single tiny pit before grabbing the Mega Mushroom, and yeah, this level never stood a chance. In 1-2, we get ourselves a Fire Flower, and as you would expect, it's completely useless. We can't shoot any fireballs out without pressing the run button, so this power-up is effectively just a shield. We also find out the potential usefulness of wall jumping, which seems to give us a quick burst of speed. Neat. Now, here comes our first real challenge, getting the secret exit. To reach it, we need to use this seesaw to jump onto the roof of the level, but we can't get across fast enough without it tilting downwards. Ground pounding the seesaw doesn't help either. There is this Koopa to our right, but he can't tilt the seesaw himself, so we'll have to get clever. Let the Koopa walk onto the seesaw, then quickly jump on it once. While it's in its shell, we can tilt the seesaw to position the shell how we want it, which should be near the right end of the seesaw. Just before the Koopa pops back out, tilt the seesaw back towards the roof on the right, and quickly jump on the Koopa the moment it pops out. And bam, secret exit achieved. Not only do we skip 1-3, but we get access to a Toad House, which we won't enter yet, but could be useful down the line. 1-Tower is mostly without issue, but it does contain a secret exit that can take us all the way to World 5. To reach it, we must enter this door into the room with the second star coin, then jump into this crevice in the wall. Then we can... Oh, wait. We need a blue shell to progress. Where the hell can we get one of those? None have appeared so far. I guess we'll just beat the tower normally for now and hope we can come back later. Bowser Jr. would normally be defeated in an instant with fireballs, but since we can't use those, we'll have to fight him the normal way. Ugh. We do unlock the ability to save, though. Now, there is one place we can go to get our hands on a blue shell. That Toad House we unlocked earlier. Now, this is pretty much gambling, so you might have to reload your save a few times, and oh, I guess I got it on the first try then. So we go back into the tower, head into that secret room, and we have a new problem. To start a shell dash to break those brick blocks, we need to get a running start. A running start. Yeah, this isn't happening. I was wondering if maybe it depended on speed, so I tried finding ways to wall jump in the room, but nothing was working. Maybe if we had a slope to slide down, but there certainly isn't any here. I guess we won't be getting that cannon. 1-4 is only the nail in the coffin for the blue shell. This level has plenty of slopes, but even with these, we can't get a shell dash properly, coming to a complete stop at a mere question block. Well, I guess we could still ground pound Spinies with this thing, I think. We can get the mini mushroom here too, I'm not really sure how useful it is, since the jump height is basically the same as normal, and enemies are harder to kill, and we die in one hit. But Mario does look pretty goofy with only like 12 pixels, so we'll take it. 1-5 is also pretty easy, except for... Please explain that one to me, Nintendo. We've made it to 1-Castle, and you know what? This one's easy too. I mean, it's not a complete cakewalk like previous levels have been. Cakewalk. You still have to play competently, but being forced to walk doesn't really slow us down that much besides, well, physically slowing us down. We get past Bowser and watch him burn alive right in front of our eyes, and Mario just celebrates like he didn't witness a death. 8-year-olds in 2006 were eternally traumatized, but at least we beat World 1. World 2 starts off with Pokies being thrown at us. You can jump over some of them with a bit of effort, but it's totally valid to just damage boost through most of them. 2-2 has Lakitu in it, but as long as we keep moving, he isn't much of a problem. It's also really easy to kill him after the checkpoint, so try doing that if he's giving you trouble. 2-3 is an absolute banger stage, and we'll be taking the secret exit here. All it takes is hitting this switch, quickly swimming upwards, hitting another switch, and swimming upwards again. 2-A is an Oasis stage with the Spike Bass, one that we can't kill since we can't shoot fireballs. I hope you know how to dodge. The level contains spin blocks that bounce you up pretty high and let you float down slowly. We'll need to use these for the secret exit. Hop on the last spin block in the level, or the second to last one if you're cool like me, and bounce off of this Koopa to make it to the yellow pipe. Just like that, we've made it to World 5. 5-1 is snow pits that slow you down on the ground, and snow clumps on trees that stop you in your tracks. But these two things only become a problem in combination with snow spikes, as it makes dodging their attacks harder. Nothing that some good old walking can't fix, bruh. 5-2 is a really easy secret exit. Just enter this random pipe near the end. The spike tops can be a bit tedious, but just take things slow and you'll be fine. Not like you have much of a choice, am I right? This lets us skip to 5-3, where we experience thrills like never before, using slopes to go more than 3 miles per hour. There's also snail coins here, just in case you like to further dwindle an already endangered population. Also, that is one of the most rigged flagpoles I've ever seen. I totally deserved a 1-up from that. While 5-2 is one of the easiest secret exits in our playthrough, 5-Ghost House is arguably the most obtuse. I mean, I get that it's a ghost house, that's kind of the point, but like, what is this? Seriously? How do you find that without a guide? Well, thanks to the power of YouTube, we do get that secret exit and take the cannon to World 8. Here we go! For a second there, I've kind of forgotten that we've been walking the whole time, and luckily World 8 actually reminded me of that because it required a bit of skill to get through. 8-1 isn't that bad, but in 8-2 it turns out that skeeters can drop bombs on you from above. Since when the hell could they do that? I don't think I got the memo. That doesn't have anything to do with the no running challenge, since this level is mostly underwater. I just was caught off guard. By the time we get to 8-Tower, we finally reached a point where jumps can look a little scary. I mean, nothing here actually gives us trouble, but you'll be cutting it close most of the time. Bowser Jr. has changed up his behavior from the last time we saw him, now requiring us to throw his shells back at him. Throwing requires the run button though, so we'll have to kick the shells back instead, which takes a bit more effort. This is important because it means that after almost 20 years since this game's release, we finally found a way to make Bowser Jr.'s fights almost seem threatening. 8-3 is yet another water level, and while it has the iconic Mega Unagi, it's still a water level, so nothing changes with our challenge. Now for 8-4. Damn scuttlebugs. These pests drop from the sky in pairs, and since we can't outrun them, they will be stopping us in our tracks repeatedly throughout the level. And when I say repeatedly, I mean constantly. It's especially a problem when you're already at the top of the screen with no time to react when they drop, and 8-Castle continues the difficulty with some actually hard jumps across moving and rotating platforms. We did it, everyone! We've made it far enough that we actually have to try. We would win after damage boosting through Dry Bowser, but unfortunately Junior decides to be a little gremlin and runs away again like a baby, so we have another half of World 8 to go through. Oh hell yeah, the banger music is kicking in. Anyways, 8-5 is where we go from cutting some jumps close to cutting some jumps really close. The tilting platforms try to work against us, but if we're smart about it, we can use them to our advantage. See, if a platform tilts enough, we can gain a little speed boost from walking on its edge. This can make some of those jumps easier to pull off, and is actually something we've been able to use previously in the game, such as those mushroom platforms in 1-5. 8-6 is a vertical wraparound level with rising lava, which is cool and all, but doesn't really get affected by our inability to run. Just play normally and you'll be fine. For 8-7, well, first of all, I have no idea why this stage plays the underground theme in game. That just makes no sense. Second of all, this level's probably the hardest we've encountered so far, thanks to a combo of fire, sledge, and boomerang throws. Since we can't just rush them, we'll need to calculate our approach in order to avoid getting killed, especially with these two fire bros right after the checkpoint. This is where I died the most in this whole challenge. 8-8 is our last normal level and sends meteors coming our way. They're hard to dodge, but we do get to know when they're coming thanks to the animation in the background, which automatically makes it better than Meteor Mode. It also doesn't have the poisonous gas from New Soup Wii, and the ground is mostly stable, unlike New Soup 2, making this the most walking-friendly meteor level in the New Soup series. The destructible bridge at the end can be a bit chaotic though, thanks to it being near the top of the screen as well as being littered with kabombs. 8-Tower 2 is just a snake block level, so not much requiring speed. Just good reaction time in order to not fall off. The boss is just like the last tower. Kick the hard shells into the child until he throws a tantrum and runs away. It's time for the final castle, and yeah, it's hard, but that's just because the original level is one of the few in the game that can actually be considered hard on its own. So our walking only restriction just adds a hint of extra difficulty on top of that. There's a single burner that it seems like you'll have to damage boost through in the room flipping section, so make sure you'll bring a mushroom to that part. I didn't bother to check if you actually had to damage boost or if I just did a bad jump, but just to be safe. Once we reach the pick a path section, our jumps are cutting it real close again, just like 8-5. Unlike 8-5, there's no slopes to give a speed boost, so I hope your timing is locked in by this point. Pick a path sections are always stupid to me, both in the New Soups and in Mario Maker, so for your sake, I'll just tell you that the solution is bottom, top, middle. You're welcome. For the final boss, Bowser Jr. used black magic to revive his father, so we get double teamed in a tiny arena. The game won't let you damage boost through Bowser this time, so we'll actually need to fight. Now this may look cramped, and that's because it is, but all this fight really is a slightly harder World 1 boss, plus the tower boss at the same time. Use what you've learned in World 8's towers to quickly take down Junior, then pay Bowser the ultimate disrespect by just walking under him. And just like that, we beat New Super Mario Bros. Without running. It turns out that you can save the princess while going for a light stroll through the Mushroom Kingdom, and all those people who can't process more than one button press at a time were actually completely valid. As for our bonus challenge of playing as few levels as possible, our route through the game took us through 26 out of 80 levels, which is about a third. I'd say that's pretty good, as the only way the route could have been shortened is by the secret exit in 1-Tower, which we know just isn't possible without running. Did this challenge make the game harder? Well, obviously yes, but not really as much as I thought it would. Like, after we got out of World 1, there wasn't really anything left to do but play. No clever strategy changes, no major roadblocks, just walking. Which is fine, I guess, but I still do kind of find it ridiculous that the game can be beaten by just walking without any clever tricks required. It really does make me appreciate stuff like World 9 and the later New Soups so much more. The game just kind of feels a bit incomplete without a special world or anything meant to really test your skills beyond what's normally required of you, you know? I do recommend trying this challenge for yourself, as perhaps we've all gotten so used to speedrunning and just need to take a walk every once in a while. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content, yada yada yada. If this video gets 2 likes, I'll beat New Super Mario Bros. 2 without pressing any buttons. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, peoples.